Hi, everyone. I'm Gwen Callahan. I'm the director of Portland Horror Film Festival, and we are joined today by the cast and crew of What is Buried Must Remain. This showed in the theater last night and streamed online, so I hope you've had a chance to watch it. But we are really excited that director Elias Matar is here, and he's brought some of his cast and crew with us, with him to chat with us today. So hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Can you please introduce yourself and tell us what part or role you played in the film?
So I am the director. My name is Elias Matar. I'm the writer and director. On my right is Ahmad. He played Abdullah in the movie. On my left is Hassan, and he played Ala. And I'll let the rest introduce themselves.
Okay.
يا شباب عرفوا حالكم كل واحد فيكم يعرف حاله okay.
My name is Hamza. I'm a writer and actor. I played Shadi in the movie.
My name is Asma. I am an actor and singer. I am Lara.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Momna and I am assistant director. Sorry, Hussein, تفضل.
Okay. Hello, my name is Hussein. I'm a boom operator. Yeah.
My name is Isra. I am writer.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here. This is a really wonderful film. In your introduction to the film, which we played before everyone saw the actual film, you talked about how most of the crew and cast were Syrian refugees and working with Lebanese filmmakers. Can you just tell us a little bit about Lighthouse Peace Initiative and Manara Center?
Yeah, basically in about 5 years ago, in 2016, I opened a nonprofit organization here in the Valley in Lebanon, and it was basically introducing art as a form. Sorry, it's a little noisy here, but we created this center using art as a way of youth expressing themselves. So our students are Syrian refugees and vulnerable Lebanese and Palestinians in the Valley. So we taught music, theater, filmmaking, art, and so a way of expressing themselves. And the film crew has been with me for about 5 years, and basically handpicked, and I worked with them as actors, I worked with them as directors, as editors, and the concept is that for me is to use the art form to make them feel that they are part of the world. And in art, especially cinema, it's boundless. It gives them an opportunity to become much more than the title, a refugee, which is a very hard title. It's sorry, my phone is slipping. It's very hard for anybody to leave home and live in a technical difficulties with my phone. Sorry about that. But yeah, the concept came in together when they invited me to go to this house, and they said it's haunted, and I said, wait, what? Haunted? So we went in there, and it was great. We just took some photos, and you can feel the vibe of the house, right? So this gentleman over here tells me, my God, the door was right here. How did it move to this side of the room? And everybody ran, and I said, okay, that's it. We're gonna do it. And that was 2018. I came back to the States and wrote the screenplay with my partner, Edward. We worked on translating the screenplay with Isra, was with us, and Hamza. It took us about a year because we wanted to create the most authentic feel for the film, in a combination between found footage and then real, and to create sort of this hybrid genre. And it took us a while to and then COVID happened, and it just gave us more time to work on the screenplay. And we shot the film exactly a year ago from today, like this week, a year ago we started. We shot it here in Lebanon, the Bekaa Valley. It was, and it was about I think it was 5 weeks that we shot the film, and then I brought it back to the States, and we did the editing and the coloring and everything in the States and the sound. And actually, tomorrow night for us, which is Saturday night, we are doing a red carpet premiere in Beirut, and it'll be a single night showing. And it's the first in the Arab world. So it's interesting that the film has been seen in the US before the people who speak the language got to see the film.
Oh, that's so exciting. You're having a screening tomorrow night. That's excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the story itself, let's talk about the story itself. Was this a collaborative effort in writing, or was it mainly your writing experience that you brought to it?
I mean, and this is the funny thing about writing. I think the story can start from anywhere. Like the concept of a haunted house has been with me for 10 years before I even got to Lebanon. But I think having them with me, having found the house, even me and Edward wrote it in English. In Arabic, it's just a poetry. The language is very poetic. And then Hamza and Isra, which they're both with us, gave us a language, right? Because it's a common language that people speak in this region. And of course, we have a lot of nationality. We have a lot of frictions between different nationalities. So we had to make it as white. We call it white Arabic. It's not like white people Arabic. No, not that. It's Arabic that is white, that has a blend that you can't tell where it is. Except this one right here. He's from Raqqa in Syria, and he's been in Lebanon as a refugee for 10 years. So I kind of held his accent more. So he was the only one that had that very unique to his area accent, you know. But like I said, I think writing, I can't take full credit for it. Yes, it was my idea, but I think to make it what it is today, like the story and the structure, we definitely, I would say, me and Edward worked on the sort of the concept of it. But the language, to give it life in the world of where we at, it definitely took a lot more than just me.
And for the actors, were you involved in the film kind of from the beginning, or was the script already written, and then did you come in to be the actors for it?
This one speaks English, and then Hamza.
Yeah, I mean, we're with Elias 5 years ago when we were just children, you know, we don't know anything about filmmaking or anything. We're just children, refugees, and looking for some chance. And then we found Elias. And he took us as students, as children for him. And then we started working, we started learning from him, filmmaking, acting, and all the stuff. And when we had the idea of making a big movie about haunted house, he said, okay, I'll give you a role play, character,
Yeah, character.
Yeah, I'll give you a character, and we will start working on it. And it was, you know, for me as Hassan, it was a big dream, and not a big dream. It was unbelievable dream to be a part of a movie, a big movie, horror movie with a director just like Baba Elias. And you know, we made it. Yeah, it's unbelievable for me. I'm a part of a big movie now. You know, I have no words to describe my feeling.
That's interesting because your character Allah is also very driven to become famous or more than what he is, except his path is different from yours.
For sure.
Yes, it's really different. Thank you so much.
And then Abdullah next to me, I have to translate him, and I'll translate to the people listening. عم تسألك أنت كيف التمثيل، يعني كيف اشتغلت على التمثيل؟ أعطيتكم فورا القصة ولا اشتغلت عليكم وأنت كيف شعرت فيه وأنا بترجم لك؟
اوكي، قلنا انه اول شيء بس اعطيتنا السيناريو، بس خبرتنا عن السيناريو. اول شيء ما كنتش حابب الدور لانه شفته قصير بالنسبه لإلي. فبعدين لما قريته منيح وفهمتني انت كثير انه شو هو هذا الدور وشو قصته بالفيلم، بعدين انا فهمته بطريقه ثانيه وكان كثير رائع. وبعدين بعد ما مثلت وخلصت شفت الفرق الكبير اللي شفته بعدين، يعني الشيء اللي صار معي.
When I gave him his role, and everybody knows this, by the way, when I gave him his role, he says, wait, it's too short. It's not me, it's more. And then I sat him down. I said, okay, you are the pillar of the film. You are the conduit that keeps all the characters together. I explained it to him. And then it was this aha moment. He realized the fact that, wow, I dig this character. And then when he played it, he really played it straight. Like he focused on it and worked on it. Hamza speaks also good English. If you want to comment on that too, if you want, Hamza.
Okay, I'm gonna say that our teacher Elias taught us that acting is not just an acting; it's how to express your real feelings. You don't have to act. Just express your feelings. Just express your emotions. Maybe you memorize something in your life. Maybe you, okay, you know. And then he taught us how to live the characters, how to go deep in the character, okay? How to study the character. That's it.
That's good. Lara. اسمع, do you want to say anything؟ عم يسألوا إنه كيف دخلتي بالكاركتر وكيف كانت الكاركتر قريبة عليكي وكيف حسيتي فيها يعني.
أول شيء ما كنت فهمانتها 100%، بس الثقة اللي كانت بيناتنا أنا وعمو الياس هو اللي خلاني أعيش الشخصية، فهمني عليها أكتر لحتى أنا شرب وصرت لارا بإحساسها ومشاعرها الحلوة. فما كان في صعوبة أبداً لأنه الثقة بيناتنا كانت دائماً موجودة، فما كان في خوف أبداً إنه نعمل أي شيء بينطلب منا.
She said that she has a lot of trust in me. She calls me Ammo, that means uncle. So she said she had a lot of trust in me in the character. First, she couldn't relate to the character, but then when I directed her what she feels, who she is, how she feels about life and stuff, she said she really embodied the character and she lived it. And she always says it's about the trust between me as a director and her as an actress, or like our relationship is very tight. So she felt very safe and she can do the character.
Wonderful. I really enjoyed the interplay between the three characters, how Lara is kind of the moral compass of the trio, and her sense of what's right and what's wrong and what's fair comes into play a lot with her actions. And Shadi is sorry?
Shadi.
Shad is more of I feel like he is there to help his friend, and because he's in love with Lara. and Allah is very driven to, it's his mission to make this film and then become famous. And the way the dynamic between the three characters works is so wonderful, because you get this triangle, a triangle of relationship of the characters that makes everything, it keeps the tension in the story and it keeps the story moving forward.
Yeah. Can I translate to them real quick? عم تقول انه قديش حلوه العلاقه ثلاثتكم مع بعض، انه لورا هي لورا اللي كانت اللي هي المضبوطه الصح العدل، وشادي هو كان كثير بيحبها لورا، معلق فيها كثير. بلارا. وبعدين إنه كيف علاء كان كتير دريفن، إنه عنده شغلة بده يخلص الفيلم بده يصير مشهور. I finished.
And then the the character who kind of represents us in a way, even though we are not necessarily a heroin addict going to the haunted house to do drugs, but he represents our point of view. And it's a really nice moment. I think it took me the second time of seeing him to realize maybe what's real is not what's real. Maybe
yes. Wow, you got it. I love that.
Point of view.
Yes. He's what I refer to with my partner Edward, we always refer to is God point of view or a human point of view. He sees the struggle, he holds the space for the struggle, and all the characters have to play, but in his for me, addiction is sort of like, I mean, we're all addicts in some way or another, right? I mean, living is sort of like this constant experimenting with what's right and what's wrong and the morality of life and all. So it's kind of interesting to see, a drug addict basically telling us, okay, we're all humans, but there's two worlds obviously that we live in. There's the spiritual world and there's the physical world, and then also the ancient world, like the old ways of doing things. And the thing about colonization for us here the most is, there were a lot of Arab civilization, beyond Arab civilization. There's so many civilization over here. The Ottomans came in here, and the Turks, Ottoman, occupied this region for 400 years, and then the French came in, and there's always this that we are not worthy. There's always this sort of feel that there is something from the West is better than how we view the world. And that's a real struggle for us. Like even I lived most of my life in the States. I was born in the States. I feel even when I talk to my dad that, the conversation is like, can we break this? And this is when the French guy comes in, does not respect the rule of the land and how people live. And then he gets, in it. And then sort of like the house represents the struggle of the soul of the land. روح الأرض يعني الصراع على روح الأرض. So it's sort of how these characters are floating in a war on the soul of the land and soul of the earth and like of our history and heritage,
Definitely. I enjoyed also his performance was very straight and matter of fact. Nothing freaked him out, and he I liked the idea that because maybe because he is addicted to heroin and is altering his mental perception is the reason why he can see everything that's going on, because he has one foot in the real world and one foot in the spirit world.
And in the grave, technically, one foot in the world. Yeah, exactly. Let me say, تمثيلك كان رائع، كيف تمثلت وكيف ضليت تمام، ما تغيرت، ضليت، انه انت خلقت شيء انه غير طبيعي. حتى لو كنت هيرون ادكت عم تاخذ هيرون، بس انت ضليت الشيء الحقيقي، انت الشيء كنت رابط الدنيا كلها مع بعضها.
Thank you very much.
He likes that.
And when I have a question for him, when you were performing that role, what was your approach to balancing this idea of I'm a drug addict, but I also see ghosts, and being able, how do you balance that with the performance the message that you need to send to the audience?
عم تسألك أنت كيف قدرت تمثل إنه أنت مدمن وبنفس الوقت عم تشوف أرواح؟ شو كان عندك الموتيفيت؟ يعني شو كان عندك جوا؟ شو حسيت؟ كيف وصلت لهالشعور هذا؟ كيف عملت التوازن هذا؟
عملته بفضلك هذا. أنت كل الوقت كنت حدي وكل الوقت كنت عم تفوتني إنه أنا هو هذا الشيء عندي هواي أنا. والثاني شيء إنه أنت كنت كثير معي كل الوقت، إنه عم تمشيني بهذا الشيء وعم تذكرني مين أنا، الشخصية تبعي. عم ضلك تذكرني أنت مين، تذكر حالك أنت مين، بدي إياك أنا هون تعمل 1 2 3. بقدرتي انا كنت طلع هذا شو بفضلك انت كمان.
Translate that.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with it, and I know all of them. They're gonna give me a hard time about this. He said his trust in me, the relationship between us, where I would actually go and tell him how he should feel in the moment and what it is that he sees and does not see. And he said that also it's about the relationship that we have and the trust he has in me to take him to that sort of place where I would direct him, say, feel, this is what you feel at this moment. This is what you're seeing, and focus on that. So he would focus on these feelings. And then this is how we actually, most of this film, but for him, it was literally just feelings, because he's a very feeling person. Everybody knows this. He feels more than anybody.
Yeah.
Like you could read it in his eyes, you can read it in his soul. He's so sensitive. So it was very easy for me to just say, this is how you feel, and he feels that, you know?
And he said that all of that was because of Elias beside him.
Okay.
He didn't translate that. I translate.
Okay.
I love that you have, it's wonderful when you have a team that has so much trust in you, but team members, all of you, also need to understand that you are very talented, and it's a two-way street. You have trust in him. He's a great director, but you are also great actors.
Oh, thank you so much.
قالت إنه صحيح أنتوا بتوثقوا فيني، بس كلياتكم ممثلين رائعين. يعني إنه two ways، إنه أنتوا كويسين وإحنا كويسين مع بعض.
Thank you.
And I would love to talk a little bit about the cinematography, because one of the things for me, I don't usually like found footage films because of the, shaky, you can't see what's going on. It gets in the way of the storytelling for me. And in this film, it never interrupted my enjoyment of the story. It never got in the way of me being able to understand what was happening. When you filmed this, I'm wondering if the camera operator and the cinematographer had, obviously it was a collaboration between you, but did you have in mind a way that you wanted it to look?
Is Rochelle with us? Is Rochelle? I wonder if she's here. Because she might not be able to answer us, because there's some outage, like electric problem.
Okay.
Let me see. Is there Rochelle? Does anybody know if Rochelle's on? Okay. I guess she's not on. It happens. We are in Lebanon, so welcome to Lebanon, like we say in the movie.
Welcome to Lebanon.
Rochelle is, I was looking for a DP, so I worked with 2 DPs in the past, and one of them actually did a lot of documentaries with me, and he had an amazing sense of found footage, handheld found footage, and my other one was and both of them were busy. So I went to Lebanon, I was here, I started interviewing, not here, before I got here, I started interviewing people, and I met Rochelle Noja. And Rochelle is a very well-known cinematographer. She shoots in Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, for this realness to her footage, right? The way she lights, the way she films everything. So what I did is we had a huge discussion. Actually, Mumne worked with us. He was my assistant director on the film. And we kind of agreed on what camera we use, what lenses we use, and what is it that we need to visually see. I didn't want to do shaky stuff. So we actually shot in the mini Alexa. The size of the camera is no kidding. It's about the size with the lens, right? And there is this pulley that she holds in. And I would say she's about 5'5", weighs about 120 pounds. And she is a freaking ninja. Yeah, she did. We agreed on the style. We agreed on when it's Abdullah, it's fixed. It doesn't move because it needs to create a different feel for Abdullah versus other footage. So you hold the space, you don't move it. You go in, you punch in, but you don't move the camera at all. And the rest of the stuff, believe it or not, it was her and my actors moving around. Like it's really kind of insane. The car footage, when there's two cameras in the car and a mirror. So I'm sitting behind in a car behind, looking at my monitor. And then one of the cars, sometimes the camera one takes one place and then the actor is behind. And then we switch on the other side and we go up and down the street, up and down the street. And this is the time it was unrest in Lebanon or protest. So it was like a little dodgy, doing it. But yeah, we gave every character, like for example, Laura had a phone. So we use a 24 fixed lens. Both Ala and Shadi used a zoom lens. So that gave us a little flexibility if to use a 24, 35 or whatever zoom. And in the long footage, like the hallway, we use long lenses. So it gives you that cinematic view when it's Abdullah's world or just fixed. Yeah, she was amazing. In my book, she is probably one of the best cinematographers in the Middle East, period.
Well, don't qualify that with Middle East. I think she's probably one of the best cinematographers.
Yeah.
Really wonderful work.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have said that.
Okay.
I know America and I know the Middle East. I could say she's one of the best cinematographers I ever worked. And I think she's probably one of the most talented cinematographer I have ever met in my life, period. Is that good? I don't know.
Very good. It was interesting for me because, and I think for the audience too, because at some point it feels like the found footage style then transitions to an omniscient point of view.
Yeah.
And do you have?
Did you like that? Is that?
Yeah, it's interesting. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah. So I don't know if the people. So basically, it's Abdullah is the real world. Okay, and when we are with Abdullah in his room and around him, this is what's happening, and they're floating.
It's okay if you have spoilers because people should have already watched the film, so it's okay. You don't need to worry about spoilers. You can say anything.
Okay. The film itself is actually the real part is when we're with Abdullah because they're dead already. They've been dead and they're stuck in the house. And the footage they're reliving the footage they shot. In the very end, he says to him in the very end, he says, the cameras don't lie. You have to live the, how do I say this? You have to sort of like, the spirit can only live whatever they film. So that's where the non-linear world begins and ends. So the real world is Abdullah. The B story is actually the A story. And what we thought to be the A story, which is them with the found footage, actually the B story.
That makes perfect sense. Okay. I love that. I love it. There's so many layers to this film. And one of them is the production design. And I was curious how much of the props and the furniture and the walls peeling, how much of that was already there? And how much did you have to bring to it? How much did you have to dress the set?
Yeah, there is the set designer, his name is Nadim. Nadim is probably amazing. I mean, just amazing. So the house as a skeleton is beautiful. It's we shot on. It's 3 layers. First basement, first, second. We shot in the basement, which what you see in the basement. First floor, we broke in the first floor because it's so big. The whole place is so big. So we brought it into one floor and then we put a door and then the second floor. And sort of, so the house itself have a structure of it. The furniture, we didn't bring any new furniture. No, we brought a few pieces. I'm sorry, we brought a few pieces. But the house is abandoned. Okay, so we had to go find the owner somewhere in the world, which we did, pay him some money. And he says, as long as you don't burn it down, we're okay, okay? And literally, we just used what they had. But what he did is sort of, he added some walls. Mumne and Rochelle basically gave the structure. They said, okay, we're going to build a wall, build a wall here. And then he aged it by literally sticking paper, wallpaper, and then burning it. Okay. So sometimes the wall will be too much white. And he said, okay, hold on, I got some gasoline. And he tosses it he puts it on the wall and lights it up. Everybody has to move back a little bit, you know? It's Lebanon, man. This is how we do effects over here, you know? Yeah. Mumne.
استاذ مانك.
قديش اشتغلتوا على الديزاين تبع الهاوس انت ورشال ونديم لحتى وصل هالشيء؟ هذا السؤال انه كثير عجب البيت.
ضلنا ما يقارب الشهرين 8 أسابيع.
وقديش بنينا نسبيا منه مبني وقديش النسبيه الثانيه كان موجود بالاساس؟
بدينا ما يقارب 40% من البيت.
Okay. So Mumne worked with Nadim on the house, and he says it took him about 2.5 months before we started to build the set properly. And he says about 40% is 60% is the original, and then 40% is that we made.
Okay. What was I going to ask? Oh, and the art, the drawings of the people on the walls. Who is responsible for that?
Nadim, for sure. I told him I need to see some stuff, and he actually did also the painting for the little girl painting. He also did all the painting, all the stuff. That was Nadim. That was his work. Yeah, for sure. I told him I want some of the stuff. We talked about the bones sticking out and having a sound. So the sound came much later, but yeah. I got to give props also to my sound guy. He's not with us because he doesn't have good internet. He's also in Beirut. And Bashir I'm very lucky to have him because he's one of the best recording sound, I think, in the world, hands down. We had sounds, we had parties, and we shot at nighttime, right? We have dogs, we had birds, we had ambulances, it was a rough time, the time. And I would always pay attention. I do this number. He gives me this one, we go. He gives me this one, we stop. Because it's isolated, but we also have what we call the Adhan, which is the prayer, the Muslim prayer that goes 5 times a day. So at nighttime is twice, actually 3 times, right? Yeah, 3 times. So we literally had to stop for the prayer. And then as soon as it's done, okay. And then on the weekend, there's parties and weddings and stuff. So one time we showed up to the set and there was a wedding going on downstairs. So it was like, oh my God, the party's going on. He says, okay, let's just get as much as we can and then we figure it out. You know what I mean? And that was amazing to get the original sound of everybody.
Oh my gosh. Can you talk about, Brian was curious about you're opening the refugee camps with Asmu.
Right. This is where he lives.
That's my camp.
That's his camp. Yeah. His room in the camps, actually, we had to take his furniture, put in another room because it was a better location. And also it was a newlywed group who just bought this. And so nobody was in it yet. So it was perfect. We just took his stuff, put it in the room. We shot it. But this is where Hassan and Hussein, which is the sound guy, both live in there. Yeah.
It was really...
It's very close to heart.
Touching to see, moving. It was very moving to see that in the beginning. and then to understand that that's real people and real footage and not just pretend. And it really adds something to it adds a depth to the film that is unexpected for Westerners.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a lot for us too. I mean, that's unfortunately what we're trying to do here. That's what I'm trying to do with my organization here. Okay, we are making movies, and yes, this, you know, we are building and more, and hopefully when this film is distributed, then it gives us an opportunity to go even bigger and get more, and then more will be involved with us. It's a way for any of them to feel that they are relevant in the world and have a stake in it. And they're artists not just as refugees, but they're artists as humans, and they're artists as citizens of the world, you know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. It's so, I mean, it's so important. It's so important that, and we talk about how horror has no borders because we all share same fears.
Yeah. عم بقول انه الهورر ما عنده حدود، يعني عم بحكي قديش مهم لنا الشغله هي للجميع عم نحكيها. حدا بيحب يضيف اي شغله يا شباب مشان نجاوب على سؤالنا او على الشيء عم تحكي؟ I'm asking if anybody wants to add anything that I missed.
فيك تحكي لنا استاذ السؤال مره ثانيه؟
لا، عم اقول اذا في شيء عم نحكي انه الحياه المخيم لوين انت لهذا حسن وين عايش فيه، الخلق شيء كتير قوي بالنسبه لنا. ذكرنا مين يعني انا بتطلع فيكم مو كرفيجي، بتطلع فيكم انه انتم فنانين والوطن لكم هو العالم كله. فعم اسال اذا بتحبوا تضيفوا شيء على هذا الشيء.
بنظرنا استاذ مثل ما انت علمتنا انه الفن بيخلق مع الصعوبه.
ما سمعت عيدها مره ثانيه.
الفن هو بيخلق مع الصعوبه، فنحن اذا كنا فنانين يمكن لانه كنا عم نمر بشيء صعب حولنا هذا الشيء صعب لفن، يمكن لهيك قدرنا نوصل لهي الدرجه.
He said something really profound. He says art comes from struggles and how people struggle, and maybe the reason why we reach this far in this film is because we all have suffered and struggled in our life, even at their age, and he feels that's what gave him the edge of becoming more and more passionate about their art form.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I want to ask each of you if you have any memories of, or if you can share with us, maybe a short anecdote or a little story about during the shooting that may have been funny or unexpected or just something that stands out in your mind.
Yeah, I have one.
Hold on. Let me translate to everybody so everybody gets a chance. عم تسأل إذا في حدا عنده أي قصة بيحب يشارك فيها يلي كانت قصة حلوة بشعة كذا حلو، إنه شيء بيتذكره وقت كنا عم نصور، يعني شيء كلياتكم بدي إياكم تحكوا إنه في شيء قصة بتتذكروها أكثر شيء بالفيلم اللي صارت وحلوة بشعة يلي هي، يعني إنه في شيء بتذكروه كثير من الفيلم، قصة واحدة. معقول يكون في قصص كثيرة يعني.
أنا بدي أقول.
يلا.
أوكي. كان وقت اللي كان مشهدنا مع عبد الله كان حسن معصب من عبد الله إنه لقيناه، فأنا قعدت استفز حسن برات الفيلم لحتى هو يطلع معه هذا الاستفزاز إنه عبد الله موجود وهو مستفز منه، فنحن كنا عم نضحك برات الموضوع وفعلا هو استفز وطلع المشهد أبدا مظبوط.
كنت أنا وياك كمان.
So that's cute. She said when naming Abdullah for the first time, because they're really good friends, so it's very hard for me. He says you need to have anger in you for this one, because there's a shift where he gets angry to meet this guy Abdullah. So he says she went over there and started teasing him with him, and then sort of he gets angry and more angry and more angry, and he really got angry at both of them. So when he showed up to the set, this one, he was angry. So that's her story. مين كمان بيحكي؟
والشيء الحلو، الذكرى الحلوة انه كان اول مرة نحن بنصور هذا الفيلم. كان ست كثير حلو، كنا كثير مبسوطين وما كناش حابين انه يخلص هذول 23 يوم. لا والله، ويا ريت يرجع بنعاد بس للاكبر، انه المدة تكون اطول بعد يعني، وهيك تطول فيها كثير.
So this guy said, as hard as it was on the set for the 24 days or whatever it was, the 5 weeks that we shot, he says that it was one of his best memories, and he wished that we can actually do it again, but hopefully this time we'll go like 6 months, not just a few weeks. So that's number 2, this one.
Cool.
What's your memory?
Yeah, I have one. تتذكر لما كنا أنا وأنت عم ناكل حوالي تبعت الإضاءة ونأخرهم، وكنا فايتين وأنت فتت علينا وقلت لي لا أنت اللي أخذته. أنا بقول الولد هو اللي أخذ الغرامات، أنت فتت لعندي وقلت لي أنت اللي أخذته، فأنا خفت للولد الأولى اللي فات علينا على المشهد.
So there's on the set, they were giving me such a hard time completing the shot. So I said, okay, and then I got it. Like they gave me 2 good takes. So I said, okay, we're gonna run it one more time. And what I did is, and then the scene is when he says when they walk in the room with their base camp and all their stuff is missing. And he says, the kids who took the stuff, that's what he says. So I jump, because I knew everybody in the set except the actors knew that we have it. And I jump in the set and I said, no, you took it. And everybody got so scared because they were expecting not me walking in, but they thought I was like a spirit or ghost. That was really funny. حدا عنده شيء ثاني يا شباب؟ مو منيح.
Yes.
أو إسراء. Hamza, okay.
Okay. For me, it was okay. It was an experience full of memories. Okay. We were not just a team for work. We were a family. We were friends, brothers, and sisters on the set. And we had our teacher, Elias, was our dad. Okay. I have a memory. It's sad. For me, I met my dad in the movie, while I couldn't met my dad in the real life. So it was big experience and very good experience for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamza. Hamza's father has been missing for 11 years now. And I asked him, like in the story, there is where he sees his dad. And then we all, they all said, well, I should play his dad because I'm like his spiritual dad. So he's referring in that moment when we saw each other. It was really hard for me because I took my scene out. I just shot it from behind because I broke down. I met him like wanting to meet his dad, and then I started crying on the set. And I said, no, I'm not going to show my face. I can't do it. I'm not an actor. You can shoot in the back of my head. And I played the dad, actually. At the beginning of the film, when they go to Shadi's house, there's actually a picture of me in there that you have to get a glimpse of it. So, but the rest you just see me from behind. But yeah. Isra?
Me?
Anybody? Hussein.
اوكي. بالنسبة لي كنت اشتغل بالصوت، فأكثر شيء كان يخلينا نعيد المشهد هو صوت الكلب. فأنت بتقول لنور يا نور سكت الكلب. مرة كنا عم نصور تقريبا بالساعة 5:30 6 الصبح، فطلعوا صوت العصافير، فقلت يا نور سكت العصافير. نور هيك عمل شو كيف بدي اوصلها على طريق كرمال سكتها. Yeah.
This is really funny. So he was the boom operator, works with sound. And so there's another young guy, his name is Noor, and Noor was responsible for keeping the set quiet. So he had a relationship. There's a dog that always delayed our shot. So Noor had a relationship with the dog. So we say, Noor, please go shut the dog. Within a few minutes, the dog is shut up, and then we're shooting and filming. And it's like, wow, Noor has a capability. One day, we had what do you call it? Sorry, 1 second. Oh man. Sorry, you guys still there? Or did I lose them? Shoot. Hello? Oh no, it's still there. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened is it was early morning and the birds came out, and Noor was sitting next to me, and I yelled, Noor, can you shut the birds off? Can you shut them up? I'm sorry. And Noor looked at me and says, yeah, I'm gonna go. And he went there. Of course, you can't shut the birds off. He had no relationship with the birds, but that's what he remembers. Mumne? Oh, Isra. I think I had two more. We have two more.
اوكي بالنسبة لي في ذكرتين، بس بحب اني شارك واحدة وخلي واحدة لإلي. الشيء اللي بحب اني شاركه هو البيت، انه نحن ما كنا نقدر نبقى بالغرفة لحالنا، على طول انه لازم نلحق الجماعة، كنا نخاف نبقى لحالنا. فالشيء اللي عن جد انتم كنتوا عم تشوفوه هو عن جد روح البيت. كنا عن جد نحن عايشين براب، نفس الراب اللي هن عاشوا وقت عم يشوفوا الفيلم. مستحيل كان واحد يبقى لحاله بغرفة، كنا على طول ننتقل لغرفة تانية. وبما انه انا كنت عم لاحق الكل، فاوقات كثير روح على غرف لحالي، بس انه فورا بدي اروح على الغرفة الثانية ما بدي ابقى لحالي.
Well, this is true, actually. I mean, when I saw the house, I knew it was haunted, and I kind of smoked the house with incense and asked the permission of the ancestors to allow us to shoot in the house. But what he's referring to, it was very hard to stay by ourselves in a room. So we were always moving in a group. So we're never like one of us actually in one spot. So like you're by yourself. Like he said that some he had to go to another room. He really had a hard time going to that room by himself. He was just like wait till himself, or like few of them go and come back and stay as a unit shooting in one room or one spot at a time. And he says that's what you saw in the film, and the spirits in the film is actually the real house and the spirit in the house. That's what he said.
Spooky. Scary.
Yeah, it was scary. Yeah, we moved in units for sure. I mean, no matter what you do, I mean, you know, this land that we're on here, it's you know, we have thousands, you know, like so many old civilization that lived here, so many different things that lived here, even before any Western or even other civilizations. So I mean, it's just it didn't. It was that we can feel. I could feel the spirits of not just the people, but you know, whoever lived in the land and whoever was in the house. No, it's okay. Isra, are you with us, Isra?
Yes.
All right, can you share a story? كذا قصة. علي صوتك شوي لأنك بعيدة.
I'm all short story. انا كنت اثناء الفيلم، يعني هي الستوري متكرره، وقت اتعصب من شيء او ازعل من شيء روح احكي لاسماء، فاوقات سب وتكون المايك شغال فيسمعوا تبع الساوند مخرج الكل. كثير موقف كثير سيء.
She said, Isra said, she's the writer, she said, you know, she's on the set with us every day, and when she gets really super frustrated, she goes to Esma, who plays Lara, and basically complain to her about everything. But Lara or Esma was actually mic'd the whole time. So her conversation was always being recorded, or people can hear it. So she said that was like the funny thing is like, Jesus, man, can we have a privacy, please? And I keep saying, don't talk to the actress, talk to anybody else.
Oh my goodness. The microphone gets us every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Oh my goodness. We should wrap up so that you can go, and we have another interview with another group of filmmakers after you. But I want to thank you so much again for all of you for being here with us and taking the time out of your day to talk with us and share your stories and just give us a little deeper insight into this wonderful movie. And I want to wish each and every one of you the best of everything, because you deserve it and you have all worked so hard. And I will be so excited if this movie can be a big release here in the United States, because I think that everyone will want to see it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to say real quick to everybody, شكرتنا كتير وقالت إن شاء الله موفقين بالمستقبلنا، وإن شاء الله إنه اشتغلنا كتير وتعزمنا على الفيلم، تتمنى إنه الفيلم ينعرض بالعالم وبأمريكا بشكل كبير كتير. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
شكرا كنت عنه لأنه سمعتنا وكانت.
Yeah, he's thanking you for actually listening to our story.
Oh, my pleasure. Where can people find more about the movie and more about the Manara Center and Lighthouse Peace Initiative?
Yeah, there is, the website is lpicorp.org. So it's Lighthouse Peace Initiative. So Lighthouse Peace Initiative, lpicorp, corp.org. And then you can see all the work that we do together. And then there's a segment called Film Production. You go to Film Production, you see all the awards, all the places it's gonna, when it releases, what country it's gonna release. Hopefully we'll release in the US too. I think, it just depends on the film festivals, but that's where you could see all our work and meet everything that we have done so far in the past, I can't tell anymore, 6 years or 5 years together. Yeah, so lpicorp.org, and if they want to talk up, just see the film and see what we do. It's a link right there. Yeah, Mumne just put a link to the website. Yeah, okay. There's a film production that you can see everything related to the film.
Okay, and we'll share that on Facebook and on the website.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a question. Is this recorded?
Yes.
Is this recorded?
I'll send you the link so you can watch.
Okay, we can share with people. Yeah, I think it'll be amazing for people to see that. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have a conversation. It's amazing for us.
Well, we appreciate it too. One of the things that makes this film festival is being able to talk with the filmmakers about their films. Otherwise, we can just watch the film. But the point is to have you as a guest in our festival, so that we hear more exciting things about it.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you from Lebanon.
Okay. We're gonna end the stream and then I'll say goodbye after, but everyone who's watching, thank you so much for watching What is Buried Must Remain. And please talk about it on social media, recommend it to your friends, check out lpicorp.org and find out more about the film, where it's going to be screening in person at other festivals, and be on the lookout for it, hopefully with wider distribution. So next up we have today at the theater. We'll be back at the theater at the Hollywood Theater for Friday night's shows. And then if anyone is watching this but you missed anything, the entire festival is still streaming through Wednesday, July 6th. So you have time to catch up on anything that you might have missed. All right. Thank you again, everyone from the crew and cast from What is Buried Must Remain. Thank you from Portland Horror Film Festival.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.